How we
Was
doing?
it as easy as it looked?
Well, I think as we've seen over the last couple of years, there are no easy wins in the Big East Conference. You know, from top to bottom, it's as competitive a conference as there is in the country. You know, Coach Holtz and his team, they have a really fine football team over there in a very difficult environment to play in. That certainly caused us a lot of problems today. We're very fortunate to come out here and win the game.
You guys have been able to cause problems for B.J. Daniels since he's been starting, and it happened again tonight. What were you able to do to just fluster him and force him into so many mistakes?
You know, I think Coach Smith and his staff, they did an excellent job of game planning. And like I said during the week, you don't ever stop B.J. Daniels. And he made some spectacular plays today, some deep completions. There was a 44-yard completion and a 58-yard completion, and there was another one that I think was over 30 yards. He got him down to the 1-yard line. He makes plays out of broken plays. He makes the plays he should. You know, we were fortunate to hold that team to the type of points that we did, but it's a great effort by our defense. I'm really proud of them playing their scheme, not trying to do too much, not trying to do anything more than their job. And in the end, it turned out pretty well for us.
Were you trying to shorten the game at all, like giving Juwan 41 carries?
You know, we weren't thinking of it in that sense until the end of the game. And then, as you know, if you have the lead toward the end, you certainly try to use the clock as much as possible, force the other team to use their timeouts. But we weren't intentionally doing that early in the game. We just felt like to do everything else we want to do offensively, we needed to be able to run the football.
Kyle, do you have a championship defense on your hands?
You know, I don't know that. You know, I know right now we have a defense that's helped us be 1-0 in the Big East, and to even talk about a championship this year is way down the road. You know, we got a game against a really good Arkansas team a week from Saturday that we have to get ready for, and then we jump right back into Big East play. You know, and it'll be another battle on our hands after that.
Are you curious to see how good this team can be without the penalties? They cropped up again.
There's no doubt, and certainly as a coaching staff, it's ultimately on us, and we have to find a way to get that corrected. You know, we shouldn't have to overcome the types of things that we had to overcome today, and we're going to continue to work on it. We certainly have already been working on it, but we're not doing a good enough job. You know, that's an area that we can get significantly better at.
I'm proud of you, the clutch plays by Gary, especially in the second half on third down.
I thought Gary did an excellent job again, managing the game, taking the throws that he had, getting the ball out when he didn't have the throws, you know, not taking sacks. You know, those are the types of things that we need him to do right now, and give the receivers opportunities, which he did. And we made a couple. We didn't make as many as we wanted to. His coaches were greedy. We want to make them all, but we made enough tonight, and now we can move forward.
What were you able to do to get Tim Wright involved? I mean, he had a great game tonight.
I don't know that it's anything special. I think our offensive system was going to give everybody an opportunity based on what the defense does. You know, other than the running back, we don't call a pass play for a specific receiver. You know, I didn't see the statistics yet, but if Timmy had a good night, it's because he did his job and the ball went where we were supposed to go.
Kyle's field goal wasn't pretty, but it throw.
It did, yeah, it did. And you know, we had to go to our backup holder. You know, at that point, you know, one of Tartakov's fingers was not doing too well, and I thought Justin Dorner did an excellent job getting in the game after that.
How was the thinking of not taking a shot in the end zone there, 3 straight runs, first and goal?
I thought it was more important. Well, first of all, I thought we were running the ball well enough, so I thought by running the ball we may end up in the end zone. But the other thing was, at that point in the game, I thought the lead was the most important thing. We were playing really good defense, and I thought if we could get the lead, we'd have a great chance to win the game.
Kyle, your seniors have won a lot of big road games, but what does this do for your young guys to come down here and win a game like this?
It's a tremendous experience. You know, to win Division I football games is hard. To win them on the road is even harder. And to win them in your own conference on the road is probably the hardest thing you have to do when you come out to play. And I think for our younger players, it was a great experience for them. We'll evaluate the film, see how they did, and then ultimately hope to build on it.
Coach, the game was tied 13-13. What do you tell the guys? The momentum seemed to be, could possibly be shifting there. What'd you tell them?
All we told them at that point was that the plays were out there. All you have to do is your job. You play with great effort, do the job we ask you to do, and the opportunities are going to be there. And the opportunities were there throughout the entire game. Fortunately, we made enough of them to win tonight.
You're pretty vocal about the receivers kind of needing to improve from last week. Did you see that tonight?
There's no doubt. I mean, a great catch by Mark Harrison in the end zone. You know, the ball wasn't out, throw perfectly, a little bit low, and he made Gary right. And we need every quarterback needs his receivers to make him right sometimes. I thought early in the game, Brandon Coleman and D.C. Jefferson had some excellent catches that allowed drives to continue. Even though they might not have produced points, they changed field position, and that always helps.
Was the old O-line coach proud of his unit's performance tonight?
You know, I think it's another step in the right direction. I am really proud. You know, and I'm proud of Juwan Jameson. You know, to carry the ball 41 times in a game is not easy. I told him during the week to get ready for 35. I did not anticipate 41, but he did an excellent job with it.
The 4 turnovers, I mean, a lot of the interceptions were spectacular.
They are. You know, I think a couple of them were tip balls, and great plays by our defense to come up with them. And if you win the turnover battle, you got a chance to win. There are certain things in every game that when you look at them, if you do them well enough, you know you're going to be in a position to win the game at the end.
How do you think you guys responded short week when they came out? Were they a little tired at the beginning, or were they good to go from the beginning?
Our football team?
Yeah,
You know, I think we were as ready as we could be. You know, in the short week, we can't do as much as we'd like to on their feet, so we try to do more in the classroom and in the meeting room. And I think our players played fast tonight. I don't think they had any effects, you know, of the short week, you know, any more than anybody else would have.
The early penalties, you didn't think was attributed to that because there was 4?
No, I think some of the early penalties were attributed to their crowd. I thought their crowd did a great job. They had a couple of false starts. You know, false starts have nothing to do with tired legs. You know, so and we have to get better. You know, we have to do a better job of coaching the players. The players got to do a better job of accepting the coaching, and we got to improve in that statistic. That is the one glaring statistic right now that I know we could be a lot better at in 10 days.
Al, just in general, the formula that you've used so far, is there any reminders of 2006?
The formula would remind you of that, but I think to make those type of comparisons at this early in the year is dangerous. You know, this football team has done a nice job in the first 3 games, I think, getting a little bit better each game. And now we got a great test ahead of us going down to Arkansas in 10 days. And then jumping back into conference play after that. So, you know, the formula is kind of our Rutgers formula. You know, we want to run the football, which hopefully will create some one-on-ones in the passing game. We want to play great defense, and we want to change the game with special teams. And, you know, that was our formula in 06. It was also our formula last year. Maybe we didn't do it as well at times last year. You know, so I don't think I'm ready to make those type of comparisons yet, but I do think we're moving in the right direction.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.